G'day, today we are returning to Railbound to try and clean up some of the levels that I missed last time. So thank you to those that did comment on the videos that I did already do. So we'll play with those suggestions first to see if that helps us knock over a few more levels. So when it comes to 38B, it's been a while, so let's see how I refresh here. So someone said, so I'll credit names as well, so hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Johannes said, for 38B, don't just need to hit each of the color. Don't you just have to hit the each of the colors an odd amount of times, either once or 3 times? So if you start by going through the blue, assume it's that one. Start by going through the blue, then the second blue, then do that, then the red, then the green, then the blue, then the purple. You should end up with the gates open. So there's not too many where we get extremely clear directions like Johannes has given us here, so we may as well take advantage of the one time that someone has opted like a full solution to us, and they've nailed it. So so beautiful. Thank you for that one. The next one that someone commented on was for 11B. Sorry, this was Christian. For 11B, first tile was wrong. You should go straight and then turn left twice straight over the button, then loop around again over the button, then left and go through the tunnel. Second part should be the same. Good luck. Alright, so definitely been too long since I've played this that suggestion doesn't mean anything to me right now. So let's see. So looking at what I've got laid out here, I can assume that this is the way that I last laid it out. For 11B, you should go straight, then turn left twice, straight over the button, then loop around again over the button, then left, go through. Nah, I'm still mad and I can't make sense of what that means. Okay, so let's first just have a look at this this level. See if I've got a fresh pair of eyes on it, I can make sense of it. So basically, we've got these two guys are going to have to sort of hit these as they progress. So if we do, say for example, if we did that, what would happen is that this guy would progress to there, this guy would progress on, and he would hit there without being able to get any further. So we know that he has to at least hit it twice. So what we need then is we need a way to have this guy hit this twice without... So we'll think about that then. How can we get this guy to get to there while hitting this button twice and then not crashing into the other guy? We know the other guy is going to stop there. Right, so that's what Christian's saying. If we go straight like that, then it means that he can sort of do a loop come back. And then on this side, he's saying the same thing. So on this side, if he comes down, if we play it like that, then he's going to just stop here, I believe. The third guy, that's only three changes of the gate. That's going to be... like, he's going to get stranded there. So it means that we've got to do basically this there. So, how do we replicate that here? That's going to have him turn the wrong way. We're out of tiles there, so that's not right. So it would be... thinking about the way that this works, it means that we have to have him pass through a point where... So say if we did that, and then... is there a way that we can make him continue on like so and actually hit the point without breaking this guy in the same way. So what if we did that the same way? No. That's definitely right, that side. It's just that we need this first guy to touch that twice. So let's forget about everything else. Let's just focus on this side. The goal is make one guy touch that twice. Nothing else. Don't worry about anything else. We know for a fact that there has to be a square there. We can assume there's going to be one there too. That can't be the case because that wouldn't have him sort of end up going that way. So there's no way that we can have sort of this turn down and hit the eventual path that he needs to take. So we need to work out, how do we get this to repeat without getting him stuck? Just looking at this layout, it's so basically if you were trying to redesign this, it would be that you'd go out, come in, loop, and then go back. But then that's not working in that same way of having him come down here. I'm not seeing it. It is right here somewhere, but I can't see it. I know that it obviously exists within these squares, but so to hit that twice, he would basically have to loop to come back across it. How do you get him to like that? Like that. Right. Just gets through. There we go. So three's in the books. I think. Good. That was all three. Thank you, collaborative team. So next up, we had... So there are a few levels that I'm skipping over. You can see that we've still got some 2 maps in here that I will come back to and have a look at too. But I'm just having a look at the ones that I was given suggestions for. So 4, 5? No, it's just saying that it's got an update. So I'm not sure if that now looks different. I mean, I don't remember what it looked like, so that's hard to say. Okay, so doing nothing wrong on 8.5. So this one's from Mick. Maybe it's 8.4. Don't give 4 any more tiles than it deserves. So it can't be that one. Was it 8.4? 8.5? I don't have 8.5. Right. I guess we'll be 8.4 that I was stuck on, but he's referring to train 4, which doesn't seem like it is that one. Ah, well. Alright, let's go back and have a look at what we've missed and see from the easiest levels. Fingers crossed we can crack this with a fresh set of eyes. Alright, so we've just got to get these guys in order, getting over there. So, we need 3 to end up being last. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that it? Holy smokes. I got stuck on that. I haven't seen what that video looked like, but that one definitely didn't deserve the amount of time it spent. Or I'd already done it. Why do we have that one with the map already there? Is that something I'd previously finished? So I finished that one now? Looks like 2's all done. Didn't see an achievement pop though. I did for 3. Oh well. Alright, well 2's in the bag. Jumping over to 4. So 4, let's have a look at this guy. So we need 1 to sneak out in front of 2. So if 1 goes this way, hits that, we know that 2 is going to change, which means that 2 will go straight. Now, if 2 is the next one to hit something and he hits this, he's going to flip that back the right way. So what if it's just that? It puts a 1 back behind him. Right, okay. So we need 2 to hit this for 1 to get out. So, say there. It's funny. They're just constantly like so close to getting out and neither of them are making it. Alright, so let's clean it up again. Can't have that because they'll always come back to this point anyway. Like it's not a continuous loop, and I can't get that to alter on that. Never hit that one. Basically what I just had set up, isn't it? So, something about timing here. And we've got to work out when we need them to hit, where we need them to hit. Right, of course I don't have to go on the line. Now I realize that this is going to mean 2's not going to get there anyway. Actually meant that 2 got there too quick. So if we... that, what happens? Alright, so 2 offset him too quickly. Both of them hitting them is basically meaning that they are almost hitting them at an even rate. Need to work out a way to really slow down the speed at which they hit them, which would be this. But now it's sort of too slow. I can't send them back. Send them backwards on that route. That would just send him the other way. That's just going to get them stuck in a pointless loop. There we go for 1. And then all we've got to do is then just put that there and that should have him. There we go, we got there. Alright, so I feel like having only 1 button makes this slightly easier. Talk to me about what happens there. So they're right on top of each other, meaning that this button is just going to constantly flick as the second one comes through. So how do you actually separate them in this? Because by the time that 2 turns to hit it, 1's already going to be there. Every time. Unless we send them this way. In which we get them in the wrong order. So let's think about that again. So what we would do is then we have to divert 2 to go a different way. I mean, that's going to send 2 in the wrong place. But the idea is sort of that we've still got 5 tiles. About that. This is bonkers. It's just a continuous loop, right? They're just permanently stuck doing a the idea is sort of there. I just want to test this again. So in this layout, 2 goes that way first before 1. So I can't just have an offshoot go that way and then end up there, because that's still going to be 2. That's getting the advantage there. What we've done is we've separated them out. So turning them around and going that way is definitely right. We can send them into a loop here. So let's talk about this. That won't work because and this is going to be that they're too much on top of each other to make any difference. So what do we know? We know we have to have them achieve success by going that way. We also know that they have to go that way at some point to sort of come back and reset into this. That doesn't work because it has them going the wrong way and they'll end up in there. That doesn't work because that'll sort of end up taking them to the other direction. That still has them going the wrong way. Do that, see what happens. Aha. To eventually correct himself into success. Beautiful. We got there. Alright, it's 2 more. 4, 5. So obviously this is one I had a good hard go at, and that's my suggested route. Let's not try and sully my new attempts. Okay. So when he comes in, if he goes straight, he turns and hits yellow. Yellow flips, which would then mean that if we had this guy come in that way, he would hit this going straight and then hit that facing the wrong way, which would mean that then if we can have hero of our story, this guy get there first, then he would actually sort of make it out. The question is it going to make it faster there? No. We can't really stretch his route out any further. Like, 2's going as far as he's able to go. In terms of making him loop. Can't really have 2 come back to the back here because that's the limited space that we've got. So is there any way about what we've set up for 1 that would actually make 1 have a shorter route? Yes, what we could do is if we went 1 does that and then 2 does that. Obviously we've got to actually build a road for 2 then. Oh, another one in the books. Alright, 4, 6, C. Button has to be pushed an odd number of times in order for these guys to get out and that be sort of up. So if we thought about what that means that 1's path has to look like, it means his exit here has to be out this way. Also means that there has to be sort of a loop here in order for him to get back up and out. Assumably we only want to touch the button once, which would be that. We don't want him to hit that too fast because if he does, then he's going to go straight as opposed to hitting the button. That actually will still work because that'll be turned the correct way. think about what... I want that because we don't want him to end up looping as well. So where can we send this guy that will actually work? Because it doesn't really seem like there's anywhere that we can send him. If we just say do this... Oh, we don't have that set up properly anyway. That's wrong because that's would require him to have that turn in place too. Let's assume that we can't do that, and what we actually have to do is have them sort of loop past and come back in. And that's the way that they get up and out. It would still mean that they would have to lap each other at some point. This is facing the wrong way to get... Oh, not really. I suppose if we've got that facing that way... That doesn't work either, because we'd need him to... You need someone to hit the button while one of them was sitting there doing that merry little loop. Again, it doesn't work because he has to... Yeah, for that to be open, the entrance has to be from that side. It's the only way you'll be able to get in. So this square has to have something on it. This square has to have something on it because this guy's coming out. That square has to have something on it because this is where this guy's headed. And whether he can turn... You can't go that way because he'd hit the this incorrectly. The longer that he goes, the further away from the goal is setting this guy. So let's just say we play that for a second. Sort of something there. Two squares. Is there a way we can use two squares to get these guys back on track? No, because that's just going to force them into that loop. It does feel like that has to go that way. Problem is that when he hits that second time, this reverts to here, and we'd want him to sort of go straight up and out somehow. Can't have that as a three-way direction. No, alright, was it 4-6C has me stumped. 10 squares. So it looks like we've got to have two tread a bit of water here while one chugs through. One is going to get stuck there. So... 2 comes through, hits this button. But the problem is when they hit E hits that button, presumably this guy would have already hit purple. So that kind of makes me feel like we don't want to hit anything here. Problem, it means we could sort of skip it, but then we could get 1 in there, but the problem is that there'd be no way to get 2. Oh no, we could do that. Try the... No, because then 2's not going the other way. Of course. So, what if we had 2 doing that? There we go. Made something totally wrong and realized I was actually insanely close to the correct answer. Okay. So He's going to hit that immediately, which is going to send this guy into a circle, which means he has to hit it a second time to allow our mate to get out. Now the problem is that would mean that to hit it twice... Alright, to hit it twice, he's going to have to loop. I don't know if that gives us enough time for this guy to... Oh, it does, just in time. Lovely. Alright, 4.8. Delete my previous work. Okay. So we need both buttons hit once or 3 times in order to get everyone out. So if we went... We've only got 8 tiles. If we went like that, one is going to get to this nice and quick and get up there. Someone is going to have to press purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he went like that, he would hit this at the same point that that's being changed. So he should still head towards that button. Now if we play that out, puts 3 in front of 2. Maybe if we say that. Got them in the wrong order and they're sort of hitting each other too quick, and we're getting that button pressed twice. Let's think about what else we can do here. That was a fluke. That was... there was no explanation of what I thought I was doing there, because that was... what if I just do this layout? It looks pretty. Let's try it. Okay. Someone has to press that. We've got 12 tiles. If we do this, he ends up over here. Alright, so say 2 does that. The 2 would hit these 2 before either of them get touched. At the point that that gets touched, if he came down here, that's open. This is facing the correct way for him to be able to make a break for it. So 1 can get out that way. Then we do... Because if we do that, then this guy's facing the wrong way. That's facing the right way. It's actually not, though, because it'll be facing the right way when it's hit once. So I've just made that overcomplicated there. Let's think about what we've got going on here. We hit that. He ends up over here, this guy ends up there. So they're just in a permanent loop there, because the only thing that they're doing is touching that yellow's basically left as is. Right, that shifts him the wrong way too. It's going to hit that a second time. It's going to be the problem. If we had that, but we only had one train, we would be right. What happens if we do that? It's so close too. He's like one square off yellow, or like one getting a break for it there. No, I don't see that one. I won't bang my head on that one. So have a look at 4-9. That's the way out. This is the must pushed one. Again, it's the exact same problem that the other one had, that in theory you can go, well, that looks good, except if we hit that twice, it's staying closed, we have to hit it 3 times or once. We've only got, like, beyond that, we've only got 2 tiles that we could press. We'd have to hit this guy twice if we're going to hit him twice. It does feel like they both have to use the same railway sort of track. If they both hit that, that's fine. It's just they both can't hit. Oh, too soon. I've got 2 extra tiles, so we go. Well, it's not that that's the problem, it's this side that's the problem. There we go. Oh boy. Alright, so very similar thing, but we've now got 3 lots of tunnels, 18 tiles. We only have to hit that once again, so this is the one that we need to exit out of. Let's think about in what way. Alright, so well, 2 hitting that's not going to work because he'd have to hit a button in order to do that. Yellow. So yellow's hit once. But even if we say have this guy hit that, he hits that once and it's set to turn. Just think about that for a second. Same way if we have him go on there, he'll be corrected. So 1, 2. So what if we say do that for him? One square short. All right, let's play out what we've got there. Almost there. Well, actually, what would happen is that in this scenario, this guy would connect to here. He would hit that, and then he'd send himself into an eternal loop, and he'd never get out. So what we need... Now, what we need is to be able to put a square there. What happens in this case? Well, I mean, in this case, it's just going to go to... come back here, right? And I was going to get stuck there. I mean, that feels like... Oh no, because he won't come back on that connection anyway, because he's got that turn there. Would more be that he'd have to sort of come up this way somehow and across. What happens if we try and use as few tiles as possible to get yellow out here? So if this guy had done nothing to this point and one was left to his own devices, one would almost get out that way. Almost. That leaves us with 10 for 2. Almost. One extra tile. I don't know if that changes the timing, and it does in a very negative way. About that, if we make the long bit the other side. Nah, just one square too short there. One square. So basically what we need is we need him to take one square longer to get to here. I've got one square, but I essentially would need 2 in order to sort of like extend that out. Doesn't feel like I'm still off. Something up here that I'm missing. Just need him to take one square longer. Hit that. But I can't see it. Alright, well, I might call this one there. So, I think we did have a look at that. Any suggestions for 6C, for 8B, and for 9B? Feel free to chuck them in. And we might jump back at another time and have a look at 5, 6, 7, and 8. Any questions or comments? Feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.